What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the channel. Jeremy Funderburk here, back at you with another video that's going to show you how to have guaranteed success in 2023. So if you have big goals, if you have a lot of things you're working on, you're not quite sure how you're going to hit those goals, stay tuned because this video is for you. But if you guys don't know me, I own a company called Lifestyle CEO Fast. I help people start and scale their own digital marketing agencies. And in this video, I'm giving you guys a formula. This is key. It's a formula. It's a proven formula that will guarantee your success. So this formula, we call it a rule. It is the 20-40-10 rule. The 20-40-10 rule. All right. And this is genius. I actually learned this from a guy earlier this year. This was absolutely life-changing. Because if you actually apply the formula, it forces you to scale. It's a forcing function to scale your business. So, forcing function. Remember that because it's going to be key. Actually drop forcing function in the comments. That way I know you guys are paying attention. Forcing function. So what's the 20? It's a forcing function to scale because you're going to take 20% of whatever your revenue goal is for the year. You're going to take 20% of that goal and you are going to spend that on marketing. 20% of whatever your revenue goal is for the year, you're going to spend that on marketing. So let's just say your goal is to make $100,000. Well, you're going to take 20% of that, so $20,000. You're going to spend $20,000 on marketing. If your goal is to make $1 million, then 20%. You're going to take $200,000 and spend that on marketing. You guys see how that works. So you're going to take 20% of whatever the revenue goal is, and you're going to spend that on marketing. Now, what this does is, this is going to put your back against the wall. Because whatever your goal is, 20%, it's a big deal. So it puts your back against the wall, so now you have to produce. And what this does is a forcing function. It forces you to get good at sales and converting leads into paying customers. If your goal is to do $100,000 for the year, you spent $20,000 on marketing, you know in your mind, if I don't learn how to convert what I spent in marketing into actual sales, I'm going to put myself in a bad position. So it's a forcing function. It forces you to get good at sales and converting leads into paying customers. So 20% is going to be spent on marketing. And it's going to add a lot of pressure to you. But here's the thing. It's going to feel like stress, but there's a difference between eustress and distress. I would take eustress that forces me to do better over distress any day of not spending money on marketing, not growing my business, and not being able to provide financially because I didn't do what I was supposed to do. That's distress. Eustress is you putting yourself in a position that forces you to be better. So 20% of the annual goal spent on marketing. 40% will be spent on payroll. I don't know if it's payroll, I don't know if it's LLE, whatever. 40% is going to be spent on payroll, or let's say COGS, which is cost of goods sold, which should be the same for your services. Whatever your fulfillment cost is, 40% is going to be spent on that. Now, here's your question. If your goal is to make $100,000 in revenue, then 40%, $40,000 should be spent in payroll, cost of goods sold. Your question should be, how can I spend 40%? So if your goal is to make $1 million, then your question should be, how can I spend 400,000 in fulfillment and payroll and cost of goods sold? How can I? And that's your question. And I know some of you guys that had the 100,000 target in your mind. Now you're starting to think bigger because you're like, well, if I do that, there's not going to be much money left over for me. And that's right. So now it forces you to scale. That's what I love about this. So now you're like, how can I spend 400,000 to make the $1 million? Now, when you do this forcing function, this forces you to become a better leader. Because if you're spending 400,000 in payroll, you have a team now that you're responsible for leading, and you need that team to fulfill at the best levels, that level of excellence. So that way you can justify spending that money. So 20% forces you to get good at sales and converting leads. The 40% forces you to become a better leader, which will allow you to lead a team that can produce whatever the goal is. So your goal at this point should be, how fast can I become the dumbest person in my company? That's how you justify the 40%, because I expect you guys to be good enough thinkers and big enough thinkers to be thinking, how can I hire my deficiencies away? How can I hire people who are smarter than me and better than me to get the job done? How fast can I hire the best of the best to produce the best of the best results? So 20% on marketing, 40% on payroll. Now, the last 10% will be spent on your personal development. Your personal development. Now, this is what makes you deserve a return on the 20 and the 40% that you invest in. The 10% that you invest into yourself, into your own personal development. I invest a lot into masterminds and coaching because I want to become a better person. And when I become a better person, a better business leader, then I can become more effective at all these other things. So this goes into your deserve it factor. So there was once a guy that said, the world is not yet a crazy enough place to reward a bunch of these undeserving people. This is your deserve it factor. The more you invest in yourself, the more you deserve a return on these other things. I like to teach a concept, which is the ultimate success formula. I actually call it God's success formula. But it's called be, do, have. Be, do, have. This is your ultimate success formula. What be, do, have basically states is, if you don't be, you can't do. If you can't do, you won't have. Be a little, do a little, do a little, have a little. Be a lot, do a lot, have a lot. So the 10% that you invest in your personal development forces you into the being category. And as you become more, you'll be able to do more. And as you do more, you can have more. So when you invest, if your goal is 100,000, invest 10,000 into your personal development. Now, honestly, you're actually going to exceed your goals with this formula. Just spoiler alert. But you invest 10,000 to your personal development, that might be 5,000 into learning how to convert sales and another 5,000 into hiring and leadership. And you become a better leader, you become better at hiring, you become better at converting sales. So now that allows you to get a return on these other investments. So 10% of your personal development, 40% in payroll and COGS, and 20% into marketing. Now, I want to give you guys a little bit of a bonus. I want to show you this triangle. Oh, that looks like a triangle. This is why everything comes together. Once you put these 3 components in place, you will guarantee your success. This is why the 20-40-10 rule works so efficiently. So the first point on here is pain of payment. Pain of payment on your success triangle. So pain of payment is that feeling you get when you're investing that 10% into your personal development, when you're investing that 20% into your marketing, when you're investing that 40% into your payroll. By the way, set your target for $1 million and execute that. Even if you only hit the goal at $1 million, you still have an extra $300,000 that you get to keep. Profit, cash in your pocket. But you embrace that pain of payment, and what it does is, simply put, if you don't pay, you don't pay attention. So when you make that payment, you get that feeling of excitement, where now you understand, like, oh, this is going to work. Like, I invested this money, it's going to work. And you're excited and you get that dopamine hit. But your back's also against the wall, and you know, like, hey, if I don't actually execute behind all this stuff, all my money is going away. I just wasted a lot of money. So it forces you into a position to actually execute. So you're excited about executing. It's not like buying a book where you're like, yeah, I'm gonna read this book, and then it didn't cost you that much, so you don't actually read the book. But when you invest into a program to learn a new skill set and you pay a premium, if you invest $10,000, now it's like, oh, I'm excited because I'm going to learn, but I invested a lot of money, so I actually need to execute. It's not going to be a book that you just put on the shelf. So you need to embrace pain and payment. Now, studies show that if you embrace pain and payment, you are 800% more likely to hit your goal. That is an 8x, 800% increase in your likelihood to hit your goal. That's strong. Now, the next part of the triangle is the group accountability effect. So this is designing an environment to succeed in, right? So research has already showed that if you have an accountability partner, it's actually going to give you a 5x increase in the chances of you actually hitting your goals. So let me 500%. Let me put that in there. I'll erase this out the inside. So you got 500, and you can see this all the time with the gym. People want to go to the gym and work out. They may show up, they may not. You give them a workout buddy, an accountability partner, they're 500% more likely to actually show up to the gym and work out. They're 500% more likely to actually hit their goals. So you need to figure out, how can you have an accountability partner? Who can be a good accountability partner for you? How can you join a mastermind that gives you that group accountability effect? So now you embrace pain of payment, and now you have that group accountability. And the last one will be the calendar effect. So I always find that commitments are made and your wallets know your calendar. You show me your bank statements of where you spent your money and your calendar where you spent your time, I can tell you exactly where your priorities are. And most people's priorities are not on growing their businesses. It's now increasing their income. So you need to make the investments into your business with your time. Put off a certain set of time that's geared to whatever it is that's needed, revenue generating activities in your business. See, most people are focused on MWAs which are minimum wage activities. You need to be focused on the activities that's actually going to grow your business, what's actually going to create the revenue, what's actually going to produce the results that you want. Because your business will grow in direct proportion to what you invest into it. And that's both financially and with your time. So if you embrace all three parts of the triangle, you are 180 times more likely to hit your goals. So if you want to guarantee your success in 2023, I need you to implement the 20-40-10 rule, which will be a forcing function that forces you to scale your business and to hit your goals. And you're going to be 180 times more likely to succeed if you embrace pain of payment, the group accountability effect, and the calendar effect. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and that notification bell, because I am consistently putting out a minimum of 2 videos per week, and also going live on the channel to continue to bring you as much value as I can for free. But with that said, I will see you guys in the next video.